welcome to my channel. My name is Kaya and you're watching Room Room Kaya. In today's video, we're gonna be talking about the last Grand Prix, aka the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. I wanna scream, but it's already like 7 p.m., so I don't wanna wake up anyone. I mean, let's be honest, who sleeps at 7 p.m.? But still, let's not be rude. This Grand Prix was the one. Like, I'm telling you, the one. Because today we were going to decide who will win the World Championships in Formula One in 2025 season. I mean, we already decided because I'm filming this after a race, but still, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut till the end of the video. So you're gonna watch the whole video. Sorry, boss. It is what it is. I must stop yapping because we all know Abu Dhabi is exciting. There are lots of things there, and especially because it's the last Grand Prix. Also, we all remember the 2021 Grand Prix, the situation with Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say we had the similar. I wouldn't say we had the same scenario here, but we had a similar one. So all the championships in 2022, 2023 and 2024 were already decided before the last race, which all those year was won by Max Verstappen. And he already got enough points, so he secured his world championships before the last race. But in this season it was a little bit different. The last race was the last race where everything is going to be decided, like about the world championships. Well, for those who didn't watch my last video, I'm gonna just shorten up the champions talk. So first on the board with the most points was Lando Norris, who had 408 points. After him, Max Verstappen with 396 points, and then Oscar Piastri with 392 points. So they were all really close. Enough of me yapping, let's get into the weekend like we always do. So let's start off by free practices. So we had FP1. In FP1, we had a rookie lineup. So this isn't the real rookie lineup like for the next year. No. This was just, so F2 drivers can, a little bit try out the F1 car. So for Aston Martin, both of the drivers, Lance Stroll and Fernando Alonso, were switched by Jay Crawford and Sian Shells. I'm sorry if I pronounce these names wrong because they are really confusing, but I'm trying my best. Then for Red Bull, we had instead of Yuki Tsunoda, Arvid Lindbold. Then instead of Oscar Piastri in McLaren, we had Patrick Ovard. Sorry. Then for Alpine, we had Paul Aron. I think I'm going to be pronouncing all of these names wrong. And then for Haas, we had Ryo Hirakawa. For Racing Bulls, we had Ayumu Iwasa. And then for Ferrari, we had Arthur Leclerc, switch with Lewis Hamilton. So we had two brothers Leclerc driving for FP1. So we had Leclerc numero uno, Charles Leclerc, and Leclerc numero due, Arthur Leclerc. Also, there was a change for Williams, but for some reason, I didn't write it in my notebook. Like, it literally says Williams and then nothing. I probably got confused. I'm gonna put it somewhere. Wow. Anyway, FP1, nothing too cray. But we got something out of it. So first place in FP1 was Lando Norris, then Max Verstappen, and then Charles Leclerc. So Lando Norris and Max Verstappen. You've been out thinking, they're strong. We know, like, Lando Norris is on pole, like woo, and Max Verstappen right behind him. There's gonna be a tight fight. Well, it's just an FP1, so chill. FP2, anyways. In FP2 we had the usual drivers in on the grid. No more rookie lineup. And then we had the results. First place, Lando Norris. Second place, Max Verstappen. And third place, George Russell. And yeah, nothing dramatically crazy happened there. In FP3, we had Lando Norris had some oversteer, but I think most of the drivers had oversteer and problems with some like kind of turns. Abu Dhabi is a tricky track. Don't get me wrong. I tried to do it on the F24 that I have on PlayStation, and let me tell you, I was not bad at it, but I was better than my brother, so that's a plus. Um, Also, we had a red flag because Lewis Hamilton um, went into the barrier in the turn number 9. Luckily, everything was okay and nobody got injured. Results of FP3 were first place George Russell, second place Lando Norris, and third place Max Verstappen. So similar to the FP2, just a little bit switch up. Okay, qualifying. The qualifying. Let me tell you, qualifying was on 6th of December, and on that day it was my brother's birthday. Happy birthday to my brother. Um, so we had like a family dinner. I mean, a family lunch, more like, yeah. And I begged my dad to watch the qualifying. And I was like, just this one, please. Like, I won't ask for any other. This one is really important. Let me watch it. And he let me watch it. Like, we put it, like, here, my iPad, and we all watched it. Like, I was watching like this. They didn't really care, but I did, which is, I think, the most important part. But in qualifying, let's just get into the results so we can get into the race because the race was the most important part. Qualifying results. First place, Max Verstappen, who was starting on pole for this race. Then after him, Lando Norris, and then third place, Oscar Piastri. Woo! 3 champions contenders on all starting at the beginning of the grid. So cray, guys. Nice. I forgot to say, I'm sorry if I sound a little bit off than usual because I'm sick. Yes, I'm sick. But don't worry, guys. I have my tea. Woo! Thank you, Mom, for making me tea. The race. Where do I start? I know. I don't know. So we had a few scenarios. So first scenario was if Lando will win the world championships. So if Lando wins the world champion, this is how it has to look. So he has to be either first place, second place, or third place to win the championships. That's simple, to be said. But to be honest, yeah, it was simple to be said because, FP1 and FP2 and FP3 and quality were really good for Lando Norris. Second scenario, if Max Verstappen wins the world champion, he must be first place to have higher chance and much more points than Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris. But Lando Norris then has to finish fourth, so Max Verstappen has a chance of winning. But if Max Verstappen, for example, is first and Lando Norris third or second, it automatically the world champion goes to Lando. Now the third scenario is if Oscar wins the world champion, and he has to also be first as Max Verstappen to have higher chances of points and winning. But Lando has to be sixth, and Max any place. So those are a few scenarios that could have possibly have happened, but I don't know if they did. You have to watch till the end so you find out. But of course, there are millions of other scenarios if somebody DNFs, da, da, da. But I could have named you like 100 of them till tomorrow, but I don't have energy to do that. Neither time. So for the starting with, we already said that we had Max Verstappen, Lando Norris, and Oscar Piastri starting on in the beginning, which is I think the most important part. Um, Before we get anything actually into the dramatic race and everything, I will just we had a lot of 5 second penalties throughout this race. I mean, when I say a lot, I think we had one, two, three, four. We had four of them. Well, that's a lot. So the race started. Max Verstappen presses the gas pedal. He goes into the turn. Lando Norris still second, but then in the other turn, Lando Norris loses the place and goes third. And Oscar Piastri fights back and goes to the second place. That's like the beginning. Literally, that was the first two turns. But they were pitting, so Lando went to the like ninth place, but then got back at fourth. Leclerc was chasing Lando for third place because, as I said before, Lando had to finish third or second or first. But Max Verstappen was, definitely taking that pole. He was secured on the first place, and he literally locked in. He said like, I am taking my fifth world champions home to Netherlands. Um, to the yes, I forgot. I got confused. And there were basically a lot of pitting, like. But also for the 5 second penalty that I was telling you about. First of all, we had Alex Albon had 5 second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Then Pierre Gasly had 5 second penalty for extending the track limits. For those who don't know what that means, it means we know that there's a track, and then you have off road and on track. If a driver goes a lot of times out of the track, goes a bit on the gravel or cuts the grass, he basically gets track limits and gets 5 second time penalty. Now, also Ollie Behrman had a 5 second time penalty because um, he went more than one change of direction. I don't know what that means. I'm trying to understand, but I'm gonna explain it to you because we had the same reason for Yuki Tsunoda. Now, why did I save Yuki Tsunoda for the last one to say? Because Yuki was fighting with Lando. And I was like watching this moment, like Yuki was I think fifth or fourth, and Lando was third. And no, it was actually no, Yuki was I think third, and Lando was right behind him. And basically Yuki was blocking Lando, so Max Verstappen has higher chances of winning. Because but that didn't work, and it settled down real quickly by this. So basically, Yuki Tsunoda was trying his best to keep Lando behind him, but after some time, Lando just passed through him, and the pass through seemed a little bit off to stewards and to commentators. They were saying who will Lando get a penalty. They were talking non-stop about Lando getting a penalty because he went a little bit off road or something like that. But at the end, Yuki got a 5 second time penalty for forcing another driver off track, aka forcing Lando Norris off track. And what was he doing? He was going left and kind of right, and how they explained that he like tried to push Lando aside. I mean, he was battling. I don't know how to yap more about, except that I got really, really excited for the last few like laps, and my reactions were diabolical. But enough of me yip yapping. We came to the end of the race. So first place, Max Verstappen. But wait, we need to wait. Where did Lando go? Second place, Oscar Piastri. Will Lando now be third and take that world champion home, or Lando will be fourth? Well, third place of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix was in fact Lando Norris. Congratulations, first of all, on his first ever world championship. And the points went basically like this. So, first place, Lando Norris with 423 points, then Max Verstappen with 421, and then Oscar Piastri with 410 points. I'm happy for Lando Norris, of course, because he got his first ever world championship. And it's a big accomplishment, and he definitely deserves it. And every single one driver on the grid deserves to be a championship, especially if he has enough points. And then just proves points prove anything. Yes. It was a tight battle. It was tough. Max Verstappen tried everything because he kept his first place, but still, he couldn't do anything about Lando. I mean, he couldn't stop Lando from being, third place. Um, Also, this Grand Prix was a little bit sad because, first of all, it was the last Grand Prix of the 2025 season, and which means this was the last Grand Prix where you could have used DRS, because the next year we won't be having DRS. So we're gonna be saying goodbye to DRS, goodbye to 10 teams because we're gonna be having 11 teams, goodbye to 20 drivers because we're gonna be having 22 drivers, and many other goodbyes. Who knows how many? This is how the season ended. Next year I'm gonna film since the first part. I'm gonna film since the Australia to the Abu Dhabi one. Like I will try my best not to miss any one of them. That's it. What you have from me. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for listening me yap for like, I don't know, 20 minutes here, I guess. Thank you guys. Whoever watched my other 3 videos, thank you. I appreciate it, and it means a lot to me. Maybe one day I will be in paddock commentating real life and maybe interviewing any drivers. Well, thank you so much again, and love you. Have a great rest of the year, and see you next time. See you next time.